Right guys and girls, Mark Crossfield here. I'm going to hit a hard 8 into the 12th at Augusta over 2 years. So I'm going to hit a set of 4, 2019, another set of 4 shots, 2020. I'm going to go to the back right pin, the hardest pin, because I haven't got wind and everything else hitting me. How many out of these 8 shots do you reckon I can hit the green with or not? I'm not going to know as they land. I'm going to have an idea, but you'll be seeing them hopefully landing live to see if I can conquer the 4th hardest hole at Augusta, 157 yards. It's the 4th hardest hole. Little story in there for us all, I think. Right, I got hard 8. It's right between clubs for me. It's a soft 7 is the safe, but it just would run over the back a bit too much, I think, because it would come in a bit hot. This one's going to give me the stop, because the green is not very wide. Now, anything leaking right needs to go. Go. Or I'm not sure that's making it. Oh, you know I don't. I reckon that's it in the bank and back. And I'll be honest with you, that wasn't that bad a shot. It's just a great example of a hole that asks big questions. Oh, that should be safe because it's toey but up the left. Get up, get up. Oh, I'm not sure that's making it. In the comments down below, make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see loads more free golf content. Have you posted a comment? How many out of 8 are going to hit the green? That looks like 2 might not have. Right, proper strike, good line, come on. There we go, that'll reach. It's just a little up the left, but that is safer. Yeah, that's pin eye more. That should be green bound. Again, now defaulting to the left side. Maybe it would be a case of making a par and walking off here. I would say the 12th at Augusta is probably one of my most desirable holes I would love to play and will never probably get the chance to do. It's just such a beautiful spot. So the crowd don't go over the bridge or nowhere near it. That would be such a quiet part of the course to go to. Must be such an amazing atmosphere over there. And it's just one of those golf holes that I think so many of us can relate to, because we would be able to have a go at it. We can reach it. You know, it would be such good fun to take on a challenge that we've seen so many of the world's best at crucial times of the Masters fail on. And sometimes it's hard to understand, like, how are they failing on this hole that's only 157? Well, when you look at the dimensions of this green, you can kind of see why. That's without any of the pressure, the wind moving around or swirling around, those kind of things. Right, 2020 wants to be a better year for me, I think. I think the most interesting thing for me as well, being the 4th hardest hole at 157. Oh, yes, please. So what do you reckon the average club is into this hole? I reckon it's got to be a 9 iron, isn't it? It's 8 or 9. With some of them hitting wedges. Of all the complaints of a very small percentage of golfers being able to hit a wedge into the par 5s at Augusta, causing a bit of a stir, when the average second shot on 13 last year was like 190 something, it was nearly 200 yards, with such a small percentage hitting a wedge second shot into a par 5, I don't know why everyone's just focusing solely on that when you've got holes like this, which they're only hitting wedges of 9 into, but it still really challenges them. And the hardest hole at Augusta, believe it or not, is the 10th. That's people hitting 3 woods off that tee, and they can't be hitting much more than averaging 7, 6 irons, probably 8s and 9s to be fair in that hole, if they get their drive away. Because the par 5s at Augusta were designed to be hitting 2. Oh, go in. Oh, that has to be good. How did that not go in? And I know the par 5s weren't designed to be hitting 2 with wedges, but like I say, it's a tiny percent of players who are doing that. Right, 2 more shots, come on. What this hole requires is a well-struck shot, full stop. Oh, is that up? It's a good result on here. If that is long, it's got to be up. All right, 1 more, come on. Have I beat your comments down below on how many you thought I would hit? Obviously, I don't know yet. We'll do that at the end of the video when the data comes back to me. I've got to send it away to get it processed. Oh, I've struck it. Ah, just turned it. What I love about this hole, we'll see what the data chucks up, a well-struck shot is rewarded. A poorly struck shot is absolutely punished. You couldn't play 18 holes like this, it would be too stressful. But putting a good amount of these holes in there is what makes Augusta the best, if not one of the best golf courses, certainly to watch, and probably the best major out there to watch a golf course. destroy players as well as reward them. How have I actually done? So let's delve deep into the 2 years of playing, which is such an iconic par 3. And you're going to see from the data that I've got from this little experiment just why this par 3 is so iconic, and we do see such drama on it over the years. So if we look at the carry on the 2 years, left is year 1, the first test I did. The second year is the group on the right, and it'd be the same with each graph. Look how much tighter the ones were the second year. That tightness, which is going to come down to strike when we delve in, I'm sure, is what's giving me the consistency to get that pin iron closer each time. Just those loose shots at that in that situation, so at that time, are gonna prove costly, as you saw. That's reflected then in the ball speeds. Again, look how much tighter those 4 are in the second year to the first year, how much more spread they are. You just haven't got room, short and long, to spread the ball speeds on that hole. It will just punish you. If you can tighten them up like I did in the second year, it's a small target, you will be rewarded. And that's a common theme around Augusta National that you see play out on the key holes, which is why we see the drama, the changing leaderboard. You know, you've got the chances of hitting the par 5s in 2, you've got the par 3s where you've got to be able to score and not let it go. But you're like millimetres away from disaster on every, well, not every shot, but on key shots. Let's just look at the strokes game before I show you how the strikes affected that water ball to knot. So 2019, the first year, I lost 1.76. This is against the Tour Pro, so the field on tour average, where in 2020, the second year, I gained 1.67. So again, just by having that crisper, more improved, tighter strike pattern at the right time, allowed me to make gains on that hole. Now, if you remove the water ball in 2019, so the first year, I still lost 0.35. They just weren't tight enough groups of strikes. And I've got the strikes here. Now, the ball that went in the water, this is what's so interesting. With the ball that went in the water, it had 112 ball speed. Now, I hit the green with 113, 112, 113, 114. I also hit the green with 113, 113, and 109 hit the bunker. So it wasn't the slowest ball speed. It was the highest spinning shot. It spun at 7,000 revs, where I was averaging, well, for all 4 shots, 6.4 with the 7,000 included. And year 2, where I was much tighter with dispersion, it averaged 6,600 revs. So the extra 400 revs is what cost me the distance. And then in turn, the direction, the fact I missed it on the right, is what killed me, because the slowest ball speed out of all of them that missed on the left made the bunker. And that's the beauty of that green sloping or moving its angle away from you, getting longer and longer, which is why that back right pin I think is so exciting. So the one that went in the water, I hit it 6mm toe, so that's not massive, a little bit out of toe, but it was 7mm low, which added the spin. So the toe strike started it to the right, and the low strike didn't allow it to gear back and or come back, and also in turn added spin, which is what cost me. The second shot, which caught the bunker, was 16mm toe, so considerably more towed, but it was 4mm high, so it was a high toe, and we actually got a spin axis going left rather than drifting to the right. So the difference between high and low out of the toe there made a massive difference. And when you look at the 2 strikes, it boils down to about 6 to 7mm. That was the difference between going in the bunker and going onto the bank and back into the water. 7mm under the pressure they're playing out under, that shows you the excitement that's there. You put a great golf hole in there, you play a great sport that has to deliver accurate club deliveries at a controlled speed, and what you've got is the perfect recipe that we see year on, year out at Augusta. Is one of the most exciting venues to watch tournament golf on, in my opinion. Let me know what you think of this study. I thought it was quite fun. It was fun to do. Obviously, we don't get a chance to play this hole. How close this is to reality, it's as close as I can get it to reality with the data I've got. Obviously, I'm not taking in wind into effect, which would have a massive influence on how easy it is to hit that green or not. Obviously, situations as well. Mine's a very relaxed, easy situation. So I understand my second year shots is the sweeter side of looking of how you would probably, or I would, disperse into that hole in the real situation. But what it does really highlight to me, when you look at the depth of that green, I think it's 11 yards deep, The width of it is fine, the depth of it, and the changing distance from the front left to the back right pin. Yeah, that's got to be one of the best par threes in the world, isn't it? Post comments down below. What is the best par three in tournament golf? Let me know. Is the 12th at Augusta up there? Surely it's up there. It's up there for me. If I could play that hole, like if I had to pick one par three to play, 17th at Sawgrass, which I've been lucky enough to play, is one of those. 12th at Augusta. You'd have to have a go at that one, wouldn't you?